we're going to show you with Cathy Moxley how you can get down on the floor and you can get up. Right, Cathy?
Yes.
So there's a right way that you were talking about getting down on the floor. Why don't you show us using a chair?
Yeah, chair's right here. All right, the first thing is when you're sitting on a chair, we were already talking about choosing a hard chair. It's going to be a lot easier to get up and down to begin with. But to get to the floor, you certainly want to scoot to the end of the chair first. And then really, once you're close to the end of the chair, you're going to shorten the distance. You want to shorten the distance from the chair to the floor psychologically by using your handles here or your hand on the edge here, and just take one leg, whichever is your better one. You're going to bring it behind and just slowly lower one knee down. And you make sure this is not a bad knee. We don't want to have had like a recent surgery on this knee or anything else. When the knee's going to go down, make sure that it's considered your good leg, and you're going to come down here. And then you want to bring the second leg down. The other reason why you want your good leg to go down first is that that's what's taking most of your weight. You want to be able to balance yourself. You bring your second leg down, and then you're going to bring your hands down and swivel around, and then you're all the way down.
Cool. And there you're playing tic-tac-toe. You're playing with the toys with your grandchild. And is there some measure of how long do you stay down?
No, it's just for whatever you want to do. If you're down here to garden or to play or to exercise.
Okay, so now you're down, you're playing with your grandchild, you're doing gardening, you're enjoying life at that level, and now you need to get up.
Well, let's start. I'm going to start from the all the way laying down position, because if you're laying down and you're all the way on your back, the first thing is going to be always to roll to your side. So you're going to roll onto your side, and your knees are going to be bent, and you're going to have the benefit of this arm here, because you want to be able to come all the way onto your stomach. And once you're on your stomach, you bring your knees in and your hands in so you're on all fours. From there, you might need to crawl over to your chair, one hand up, the other hand up. So that's stage one, is being able to get to all fours and then to crawl yourself over to a chair.
It's a chair that doesn't have rollers and is on a stable surface. So you're thinking a little bit ahead on that, of having a good solid footing on the chair.
And some people will have to crawl to a chair that meets those specifications, because you're right, you don't want to crawl over to a couch or a soft chair or a chair with rollers or a chair that's not very sturdy, like just a folding chair. So you would need to crawl to the chair that's going to be a good choice for you, and then your hip is going to be right next to the chair. If you come over to the chair and you're not close enough to it, it's going to be pretty hard to be successful. So once you're here, the next step is taking your outside leg and bringing it around here. Now this movement might look easy, but depending on the range of motion that you have for your hip, your knee, and your ankle, you might need to practice this, because if you look at the ankle joint, you have to be able to flex that ankle so that it doesn't drag on the floor. So you need to be able to pick up and bring it around. And then, since you're nice and close to the chair, you have one hand on the seat of the chair, one hand on the arm, and then you're going to think about your back foot. And when it's laying down like this, you're not going to be able to use any of the strength in the leg muscles on this side. So you're going to need to put your toe up so that you can have something to push off with. So if you have your toe up, you'll be able to push off with the bottom leg, you'll be able to push off from this leg, and you'll have your hand here and here to push off with your upper body. You have 3 areas to push with. And then what makes this not so difficult is that you don't have to come up very high. All you're trying to do is come up about this much. So this hip is already right next to here, and you just push up enough.
Clever. Okay.
To get your hip right there. I like to think about it as steps, because you don't have to do it in a fluid way. A lot of times you want to take a break and say, okay, I got to this spot. I'm on all fours, and now I'll wait until I feel ready to bring that leg up. And then I stop and wait. So we're taking this leg, bending it down behind, using our hands right here, and little by little, just gently coming down that knee. Then the other knee comes down, sitting down.
Cool.
Okay. So the part about getting onto all fours, whether you come all the way onto the stomach first or not, and then finding your chair. So coming up, bringing this leg around, one hand here, the back toe, and then the little push.
Now, if I don't have a chair around, Can you show us a way for me to get down and do some gardening?
What we like to call this when I teach it is what you do if you drop a $100 bill in the Sahara Desert.
Okay.
Okay, because if you don't have anything around to use to pull your weight up, you can still get up. It requires a little more balance, a little more mobility and strength in your legs. So the first thing is getting down. It feels really high from eye level all the way to the floor, so you want to, again, shorten that distance. So widening your base of support is a good first step. Slowly bending. Once you can get one hand down and the other hand down, same thing, taking one leg, bending it back, and then you can usually just want to lean your weight in and sit down.
What are the steps of getting up when you don't have a chair?
The steps are the same beginning steps as if you were going to use the chair, which is you're going to need to use your upper body strength to get yourself up to all fours. So if you're all the way down and you're going to roll over onto your stomach first, most people find it easy to roll onto their stomach first. And then one knee and your hands can usually get you up to all fours.
Okay.
And once you're in all fours, you're going to pick your good leg, your best leg of the two, and bring it around like this. That's the next step. And notice that my leg is pretty far wide. You don't want to bring it in close because, again, the wider your base of support, the better you'll be able to balance. So it comes up pretty wide. And then from there, you can think of the next step as being like a tripod, with this leg being 1, your arms here together being 2, this leg is going to be 3. So once you push down with your upper body, this leg is just going to drag up.
Mm-hmm.
And once you're here, you walk your hands in, one hand up, the other hand up, and then you can get up.
Oh, good. Very good.